Good morning, guys, and welcome to day 20 of my 21-day fast. One more day to go. What? I'm having a hard time believing it myself. I am going to head into my chiropractor's office and have an adjustment. I don't get adjustments all the time. I get them when I feel it is a good idea to do it, that my body is just ready to have a little bit of assistance that I am not getting through my own yoga and other practices. So I'm gonna run in, and Jason is not a fan of being on camera, so he's not gonna have much to say, but we'll see if we can record the treatment. And oh yeah, see the tires in the back of my car? So the other night Devin was driving home from Toronto and he hit a deer on the road in a weird turn of events. That is not weird for Ontario. There's deer everywhere. We hit deer, unfortunately, regularly. I've never hit one. If I could find some wood, I'd tap it. But yeah, he hit a deer, and I think what happened was someone else hit the deer first, and then he kind of ran over it, and it popped the back tire. So he was stuck on the highway at midnight for a good 2 hours. So we just got our tires changed, and there they are in the back of my car, not removed yet. So I'm gonna head in and let's see if we can make some spinal movement happen. So I just had an amazing adjustment with my most spectacular chiropractor, Dr. Jason Raymond in Richmond. And things moved really well, and I can't wait to get on with the rest of my day in my new limber state. I wanted to tell you about an experience that I had on my 11-day fast, something that happened to me before, and I'm going to relate it to something that's happening now. So a few years back, after I injured my shoulder and spent a very long time rehabbing it, I had gone from being a professional athlete training 2 or 3 times a day to sitting in a chair, basically. And by the time the majority of my physiotherapy for my shoulder was more or less complete to a place of being able to actually function with it, I kind of was like, okay, enough with the shoulder. I have an entire body, so I'm going to work out my body again. Obviously, I knew that I was not going to be able to jump back into the level that I had prior to injuring my shoulder, but I figured I would still have a certain body fitness level that I could do a few different exercises, and I proceeded to very quickly blow my meniscus in my knee and detach the root. So the next surgery was imminent. I saw a surgeon, we did all kinds of scans, and he determined that the root, in fact, of the meniscus itself, so there was a tear in the meniscus, but the root was detached and there was no fiber connecting it. So sometimes that can heal on its own, but if there's a fiber, but I did not have one according to the scans. That surgery success rate is only about 50%. So right before I did this surgery, I actually did my 11-day fast. I ended it a couple weeks before the actual surgery happened. And during that time, I remember my knee, after a few days in, becoming incredibly inflamed. And I believed that it was stem cells going to work on the knee. So I went in for my surgery, and in the post-op room when I woke up, the surgeon said, "What did you do?" And of course, I was slightly groggy at the time coming out, and I said, what are you talking about? He said, "Your knee root meniscus has reattached itself. I didn't need to do anything to it. I just had to clean up a little tear in the meniscus." And I said, "Well, I fasted for 11 days. And he said, "Tell me more." So we had a lovely conversation about fasting. He was fascinated. And I do believe that is what happened, that my stem cells were regrowing and they went to work on my knee.
So I tell you that story now because the last couple of days in particular, my upper back, right across my shoulder blades, right, where the crux of my injuries, I would say, were from my shoulder, has been incredibly inflamed. It's been very, very painful. And I was starting to get slightly concerned. And this morning when I woke up, it has significantly settled down. So my hope and my belief right now is that I have stem cells going to work on the major deep injuries on my back that have not been doing well for a long time. So we'll see how we do coming out of the fast, but I think that there's been a definite improvement there. I've had some disc slips and a few things. I don't want to get into too much of that because I can't remember the actual terms for what's going on, but I have had some injuries in my back for sure, diagnosed with all kinds of scans and clinical diagnosis. So that is very promising. I'm happy to have that happen. And that's kind of one of the last things that I wanted to see go. I still have digestion issues. I'm hoping that they'll be resolved by, the day after tomorrow when my fast is broken. Either way, I've certainly helped everything for sure. So now I am going to make a beautiful fish ball and ground pork mince soup for my family that I hope that they will enjoy. And also, here's my weight check-in. So here's my take on a fish ball ground pork egg soup. I will show you what I'm about to put in. Okay, so among the fish balls, which are this brand, Fuzhou fish ball, that I got at my TNT grocery store, I'm going to be adding some minced ground pork, some scrambled eggs, and a bunch of different veggies. That cauliflower that I had that was so beautiful, some carrots, red onion, green onion, and chives. The green onion and chives I'll put in at the very end, along with cilantro. And I have all these amazing mushrooms. These ones are enoki. These ones I never pronounced properly. I think they're called shimeji mushrooms. They're brown ones, and then there are the white version of them. Also, I will be using some brown millet and rice noodles, and of course my sea salt and pepper. I've got some ghee that I'm going to cook everything in. I have some oyster sauce and fish sauce, as well as some sriracha chili sauce. And I'll be using some organic chicken broth. I've already added 3 of these boxes into my pot because I like to make a large volume soup when I do. And I'm going to add some of my bone broth just to boost the nutrients that much more. Guys, what do you think of the soup?
It's good. Wow, it smells really good.
Yeah, we're all big fans. Oh, that makes me very happy. Auden, honest opinion.
That's good.
Wow, that's so dry of me. It's real good. Yep.
Hey Ree, how do you think I've done overall on this fast?
I think you've done real good.
Compared to my other fasts in the past, what's the matter? Is that a fishbowl in your mouth? And you're not really sure what to do about it right now?
No, the first bite's kind of weird. No, the first bite's kind of weird. Just keep chewing it.
It gets better. Thanks, Lily. I'm glad. Yeah, you gonna manage now? You got this, Avery. It's good protein. You can do it.
Sorry I'm so late.
Late to the table. And that's like a first. Usually you're the first one on the table.
I'm so happy to be here even though I'm late.
See how big my stomach is?
Get bigger.
Yeah, have some soup. Maybe it'll help move some of that through.
There's nothing's moving
For
anymore.
real, on God, no kizzy, no cat.
Huh?
What was that?
I am not repeating myself.
Oh, it's so good. You should fast all the time, Robert.
You make really best food when you're fasting.
Thank you. I feel like Avery's quite genuine.